Demonstrations in Yemen have erupted into bloodshed again. At least a dozen people were killed and scores more injured when troops fired on anti-government protesters. Up to 300,000 demonstrators had taken to the streets of the capital, calling for President Ali Abdullah Saleh to stand down.
Forces loyal to the embattled president used water cannon to drive back thousands of protesters as they surged towards the city centre of the country's capital. The peaceful march turned violent as troops opened fire on men, women and children. A number of demonstrators were killed and scores more were injured. They were ferried to makeshift hospitals by ambulance and on motorbikes. The doctors say the regime is deliberately hampering the treatment of the injured.
People have been killed by the snipers, and it's on the head and the brain, and the chest, which is directly toward the heart and the neck. At the same time, the regime doesn't allow for the injuries to go to the other hospitals, so we have limited facilities.
The protesters wanted to bring to a head the 10 months of increasingly bloody demonstrations against Saleh's 33-year rule. The veteran president is clinging to power despite increasing calls for him to quit from both Western governments and Arab neighbours.
We call upon the international community to issue international sanctions against President Saleh and his sons and those with him, and freeze their money and send the file to the International Criminal Court.
As the bloodshed continues in the capital, officials say another al-Qaeda leader has been killed in air raids in the south, bolstering the president's claim that only his government can confront the rise of Islamist extremists.
It was a successful strike which killed Ibrahim al-Banaa and 6 other al-Qaeda members. The war against al-Qaeda did not stop and we will continue.
The protesters have also vowed to continue until their president steps down. Stephanie Kennedy, ABC News.